Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of Automotive Drama. Today I got another U0101 code on another Chevy Malibu. I seem to become the master of these cars. And this one, actually, somebody found me locally on YouTube and brought it to me because I know how to fix these. You know, anybody should know how to fix these if you know what you're doing in this business. But anyways, we'll get to that later. Well, this one, we'll go to the engine. Well, let's start at the basics. You got to think about U0101. This lost communication with engine control module, tranny control module, and brake control module. Okay. Now, the brake control module still has the U0101 code in it. Read fault codes. And she's had this thing all over, and everybody's afraid of it. Okay, lost communication with TCM. All right, now, I got to look at the data lines. Do I think this thing maybe needs an ECM? Maybe, but I'm not sure yet. The ECM's different on this one than it is on the four-cylinder motors, but they're still, it's a high failure rate. Now, the transmission control module, as you can see, all systems are normal. Alright, now we'll go to the engine control module. Lost communication with TCM, transmission control module. Okay, now, the reason that more than likely, the reason that it's still in the brake control module is because nobody's cleared it, and it's restarted 40 times and it cleared itself. So first thing I did was go, let me get out of the car and see, since I keep saying TCM. Now, something screaming at me that the communication wires on the TCM, more than likely the wires, more than likely it's that plug down there. You see that plug, that little white plug? I've tightened those connections up before and fixed these. Sometimes they're full of transmission fluid. She says when it acts up, everything goes crazy. It goes in limp modes, the door locks, click, 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 click. I had one of those before, and it was very, very similar in the symptoms. And that plug was actually just full of tranny fluid. I tightened up the communication lines, and away we went. So the next thing I did to see if we'll just start, where are we at? Transmission performance test. We'll start with just this solenoid, just to see if it was going on. So I'll turn this solenoid on, and when I turn this solenoid on, you're going to hear a click. Off, you're going to hear a click. No, you can't really so much hear it when it goes off. I don't know if you can hear it click. We'll go to another solenoid. Oops, where'd I go? Went too far. We'll go to a shift solenoid, just for shits and giggles. Alright, now I'm going to turn the shift solenoid on. I think that, I didn't hear it click. There it goes. I heard it click going off. There it goes. There it goes. So, at this point, the body module's the gateway. So, it's all communicating. It's what we call a crazy intermittent problem. Oh yes, don't ever leave my scanner underneath the hood like that, because that's just a bad idea. So, what I got to do, my first step, because the ECM is seeing it, I got to get to the ECM, which is inside the airbox. I got to break out my oscilloscope. I got to get to that plug, check the terminals, make sure that it's not full of tranny fluid. Yeah, put the scanner on the tool cart, not under hood. Very expensive. Very expensive mistake. And check, own the comm wires, which right at this point I know the wires are probably good. I think it's a connection problem. I'll let you know in part 2 as soon as I get this thing apart and I throw my oscilloscope on the comm lines and see what they look like, and I'll turn my scanner on and I'll actuate something. I'm going to make this one more. Somebody made a comment more on that I'm not descriptive enough. Well, I mean, I do apologize for that, but I focus more on, getting the job done, because that pays the bills. I try to show little tricks in here and this and that, but I mean, some of my videos might be for the more advanced mechanic. I do apologize. So this one I'm going to break down a little bit more for you guys. Well, anyways, thanks again for tuning in. Likes are nice, scribes are better. Questions, comments, feel free. And I'm going to tear this thing apart, find the wires, and check the plug, and put my oscilloscope on it, and do a bunch of actuation tests with my scanner, and see what the comm wires look like. If it looks good, I'm going to tell her I checked it, and I'm going to make a video of that, and I'm going to tighten up the connection, and that's all I can do. I'm hoping that there's transmission fluid in that plug, because I had one that actually fixed that car, and I haven't seen that car in 6-7 months. I don't know. I think it actually, I don't know what happened. I haven't seen it, so hey, what are you going to do? It fixed it. It might come back in 8 months, but at least I'll know what to do. Anyways, thanks again for tuning in, and have a good night, my friends.